Hi everybody, Lori here, just coming back on. I know it's been a little while since I have checked in with you. I was a little bit busy leading up to my first bikini show, and the last episode that I did, the good, the bad, and the hungry, I did shoot another video after that one that was supposed to be the reveal of my bikini, but then I had some issues with my phone and was having issues with the sound, so that episode never was released. So if you follow me currently on my Instagram, Fit Like Lori, you obviously saw my bikini on there for my first show that was about almost 4 weeks ago now, or 3 weeks ago. I have another 12 days to go until my second show. And before my first show, I was on prep for 16 weeks, and there was some times, as you may have seen in episode 4, where I felt like breaking down and eating all the cookies in the house, where I was really just struggling with some cravings because I had been restricted for so long. It was a really long prep, and I did that on purpose so I could do it a little bit safer and a little bit more health conscious and not rush into it and take my time and lose the weight and cut safely. But the second half of this really has been the hardest part. So after the first show, I did really well. I was really happy with the outcome. I got second in my novice class, and then third in the overall, but I was disappointed for sure. I really was not expecting to feel that competitive spirit, and I'm not necessarily a competitive person, but I had worked really hard, and I knew how hard I had worked during that 16-week process. So I was a little bit bummed out, but it really fueled the fire, so that way this second half of prep I could really push myself and go as hard as possible. Basically just really killing myself to see an improvement from that show to this next one. So this next one is coming up May 25th. I got 12 days left. But just in the last week or so, I have maybe 2 weeks now, I have really struggled with food cravings to the point where it is become, I'm aware of how it's become unhealthy just as far as my energy goes, spending a lot of time and energy and focus on what I can't eat. And I follow a few girls who've done shows, and I've seen them post about, being careful about binging and, looking out for some signs of wanting to binge or having that habit already. And last week I really struggled with going over all my macros. I was wanting more of my egg whites, more of my peanut butter. I could have eaten probably 6 pounds of chicken in a sitting, or ground turkey. I was just so hungry. I felt like I was just ravenous. And I just felt like I couldn't stop, basically. And if I didn't have this big show coming up, who knows what I would have done kind of feeling. Or what I would have eaten in the quantities. So I really started doing some research and ordered a book, Brain Over Binge, that I saw a girl post about. So I ordered that and got subscribed to the newsletter and started reading the morning emails that I would get from the author, and it all pretty much aligned with how I was feeling, and some of the things were really spot on as far as, thinking about food to the point where it's just, I don't think about anything else. And I know that I'm not that kind of person normally. I love eating healthy, but I never wasted a lot of time obsessing over it. And I have to track everything right now, at least for this next 12 days. And I know that, and I know what my goal is, and I know I want to see these amazing results on stage, but on the other hand, I can't help it when I go to the store to get my meal prep food for the week, and I spend an extra 30 minutes looking at food that I can't eat, or even just staring at it and almost like torturing myself a little bit. It is like a slow torture. So I really wanted to not have that this final 2 weeks and just really try to be present, and that's been very hard for me. So I looked into, and my boyfriend has done this as well, but he got me the information. I decided to schedule an appointment for hypnotherapy. So I did that just 3 days ago. I went to my first hypnosis. I've never done this before. I'm not somebody who meditates. I do have a morning routine where I read or journal, but I am not I love yoga, but I'm not a sit and lay still and think about my thoughts or just, process things. I don't like just sitting still. That's challenging for me. So I figured it's gonna be all kind of like a little far-fetched, a little out there, and maybe she would hypnotize me and I would not remember it. I don't know what I was, I was picturing the movies when they go like 3, 2, 1, and they like snap or clap or whatever, and you're just under this trance. It was not like that at all. So if you're under the same kind of idea that that's what hypnosis is, it's not. So I went and I talked with her for easily an hour and a half about just the cravings, about how I go to the store and I walk around and I torture myself and I look at all the food that I want to eat but can't have. And then I think about, oh my God, if in 2 weeks when this is over and I'm at the store and I buy all of this, am I just gonna like inhale it and then have so much regret and feel disappointed in myself? Even thinking about that makes me disappointed in myself. So I was already feeling this immense amount of guilt and regret, even though I hadn't even done anything and the show hasn't even happened. I'm not even to that next phase of my life yet. So I told the hypnotherapist all of this and shared this with her, that I can't seem to just focus on what I've got to do in the now. So we talked about that a lot, and she deals with a lot of athletes and a lot of people who've done shows, dietary, all kinds of things. So that's a pretty common thing, for the brain to want what it can't have, and also, your willpower only can work for so long. So, I used a lot of willpower in that first 16 weeks before the first show, and I wasn't having the craziest amount of cravings. I just really wanted sugar, but this time it's kind of been about everything. Even, like I said, like my chicken or turkey, like I just want everything in mass quantities. So this has been a little bit different for me. So she had me lay in this very comfortable chair and basically had me just kind of, had nice music on and talked, with me as I closed my eyes. And I didn't fall asleep. Some people fall asleep, but I didn't fall asleep. I remember it all. It's not like I passed out and I was unconscious or unaware of what was happening or what she was saying. And, she dimmed the lights and it was kind of, like having a massage, just feeling really relaxed. And I felt like my arms were really heavy, like they were glued to the chair almost, which was a really cool feeling. And she, takes you on kind of a little journey and counts you down from 10, but talks with you about, how you can overcome these things. And it was really amazing. I was very, very relaxed. And there were a few things that like I wanted to like stop and like, write down or journal about, so I'd remember. And it was probably 30 minutes, and then she counts you out of, from all the way down, you go 10 all the way to 1, and then she counts you out of it. And I came to, I felt like the weight was lifted, the weight that was kind of holding my arms down on the chair was lifted, and I felt really light and felt really good. And then she sends you a recording of the session. So last night was my first night I put my earbuds in when I went to sleep and listened to it. I didn't fall asleep. I was still awake once the tape was over, but once the recording was over, but I, for the first time yesterday and today, have felt like I didn't need extra of anything. I felt full for the most part last night. I was really hungry when I went to bed, but yesterday I didn't reach for chocolate. I didn't want extra peanut butter. Same with today. I was fine. I had my my certain amount, and I didn't even think about the chocolate chips in the cupboard. I didn't reach for anything extra after breakfast. So that's been a first in about 2 weeks, that I haven't sat and obsessed about what I can't have, or thinking about going back and getting an extra tablespoon of peanut butter, thinking about making extra egg whites, or wasting that energy on, should I have it or shouldn't I have it, and going back and forth with myself. And that has saved me so much energy. I'm feeling more ready for the week starting tomorrow. So I am just feeling overall so much better. And that was just twice under the hypnosis or listening to it. So I'm going to keep listening to it throughout the week and see how I feel. And I know I'm going to keep feeling better. And then the following week is the show week, so I have another session with her that Monday of my show. So I am really looking forward to it, you guys. This has been something that I never thought I would do, but I've also never had this intense of feelings before about something, and it started to kind of freak me out to the point where I was like, what has my life become? Is this my reality? And that's not something that I want it to be. That's a waste of time and energy that could be spent much better somewhere else. So I have plenty of gym time to put that energy towards. So I'm currently going to be starting tilapia again starting this week. That's always kind of rough for me. I'm not a huge fan of fish, so I know I've got to stay really focused and just kind of get it down, and I know it'll be done soon, and hopefully my hard work will pay off. I know it will. So I am just really looking forward to the show being here and seeing how much I've improved from that first one to this one. It was exactly about 32 days, 4 weeks in between, which at the time I didn't think was going to be very long. But I think that next year when I do my third show, if I do two, I will make sure they're one weekend after the next, or just do one, and just focus on prepping for one show. Doing two was a lot harder than I had anticipated mentally. And physically, my body is definitely hurting. I had to start doing more cardio than I've ever done before in my life. My coach, she knew how much I wanted that first place, so she increased my cardio quite a bit. So instead of just doing the Stairmaster fasted every morning, she did increase that time as well. So I'm doing about 35 minutes on the stairs in the morning, and then lifting, and then she has me doing 24. I usually do about 28 minutes, just that little extra few minutes in there for myself, to sprint on the treadmill for a minute and then walk. So sprinting intervals for 24 minutes. So that's been really, really challenging for me. I don't think that without doing this show I would have ever pushed myself to do that. So that's pretty amazing. From April 23rd until now, I've ran a little over 32 miles, which honestly, if you'd asked me 6 months ago if I would do that, I would have laughed really hard in your face. That would have been a hard no. So this has been definitely the most challenging thing I have done this second half before the second show. So I just wanted to update you guys and let you know a few things that I'm doing, and I'm really just trying to get ahead of what's to come after the show, because I get a lot of questions. If you guys have questions, please drop them below for me, whether it's about hypnosis or shows or my training, whatever it is, food, just ask me down below. I'm gonna respond to all of the comments. But I get a lot of questions through my DMs about, what are you gonna do after the show? I get people asking me that at work all the time. What's life gonna look like? And are you doing another one this year? This is it for the year, but there's not really like a what's next. I'm just going to take it slow, and we are going to go to Vegas and celebrate, and we have a seminar to go to the weekend after my show. So I will be finally doing some drinking. I haven't drank in almost 20 weeks. So I'll be a cheap date for sure, but I'm definitely just going to have to ease back into it. I know that I'll still want my healthy food. I just got to keep reminding myself that, of course I'm going to want to go out to eat and enjoy some activities and do some things that I haven't been able to do. But at the same time, I still love chicken, turkey. I love, all the vegetables. I am still that same person that enjoys eating healthy, and I haven't lost that. There are some things that I've found through this prep that have helped me clear up my skin. My skin was a huge factor before the show. I had really bad cystic acne for about 4 years. That didn't start until I was an adult. So I was battling that for quite a while, and I'm really, really happy to say that since I started prep, I have not had a single breakout. So that's amazing. If you guys have questions about that and any dietary issues, leave me a comment. I'm happy to get in contact with you and give you some help and possibly work with you. So I have found some amazing things out about myself. my mindset, everything. Physically, I have found some really amazing things throughout this prep that I would never have found. So what's next is just life. I'm gonna go back to just, you know, enjoying in moderation and eat what feels good, and I will be going from there. So we'll see what next year brings, but that is the plan for now. So just want to update you guys again. Please like and subscribe for more videos just like this, and to stay in touch, again, just drop a comment below. Thank you for tuning in.